Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we have a very special Fight Night watch along. With me this evening is Nick Spong. Now he is a former Militich fighter. He currently is a motivational speaker. He does a lot of things, but is also interested in neurolinguistics programming, amongst other things. And I thought that number one, it would be fun to be able to call some fights while I was here, and then as we know, it's on TV and there's a ton of hype and Johnny nonsense, and I figured we could hang out with the Burmis Brigade and talk about a lot of things, especially because you went to the Capitol. You're one of those domestic terrorists.
I was at the Capitol, yeah.
You were at the Capitol. So Nick, kind of introduce yourself to my audience, and then I guess we'll start there, because I guess that's where we met, right?
Yeah, so I'm a college wrestler, turned into a fighter, trained with Pat, tried out for the Ultimate Fighter TV show, and I think I was the last guy cut on season 15 before the house. And my body started breaking down, so I went on to get my master's degree in economics. I studied at George Mason, which is a very libertarian, free market-minded Austrian school of economics. And started buying real estate, started getting into personal development, hypnosis, NLP, body language, influence, really how, why we do what we do. And then we met, a couple weeks ago in DC, hanging out on the lawn.
So let's talk about DC, because you were actually, so let's let the audience know. You were actually at the Capitol before I got to the Capitol.
Okay.
We didn't meet up until after the entire Capitol incident. So for all the conspiracy theorists out there that want to say that like somehow it was me and you were the domestic terrorists, we started it all. In fact, you were actually the body double, I believe, of Buffalo QAnon Shaman Man.
Absolutely. The tattoos wash off. Don't say that. People believe that stuff. You gotta be careful.
Well, it's funny. I did a video earlier today on Lou Dobbs getting fired from Fox Business, right? He's their number one draw. I remember back in the day when CNN fired him. And, I put him in Invisible Empire. It's from 2010. Because he was going hard on the Trans-Pacific Partnership and all this other stuff. And he ended up having a bullet fly through his window. Okay? So, in between, all this, scandal that he was putting out there, he then gets fired from CNN. Fox picks him up, but they don't want to put him on the main network, even though he was kind of incredibly popular at the time. So they relegate him to Fox Business. And I was talking about that. And the $2.7 billion lawsuit that Smartmatic has put against Fox. So they named him as one of the witnesses. Of course.
Yeah.
And somehow it got, Steve from Slow News Day let me know that it got a QAnon warning under the video for context. Nothing about QAnon. I don't do any QAnon stuff. I wasn't a shaman. I don't know magic.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're putting these context things in randomly. So I guess you're kind of right. People do believe that kind of Johnny nonsense. From your perspective, okay, you get there. You were at the Trump speech. You were actually closer to the Trump speech than I was, right?
I think we were towards the Capitol, kind of far out from Trump. We couldn't hear him that well, and we started going up from Trump speech to the Capitol, and we're the four of us there. I think there were 4 or 5 of us. We're all like, we're not even sure why we're here. We're here to see something. We're here to witness something. We don't even know what. So we get to the Capitol, and the Proud Boys start at the gate, and they start getting rowdy, and they go through it, and we're all like, God, this is weird. There's no security. There's no security coming. There's just people going up there. It feels like a setup. We didn't even know what we were seeing.
Because I know you guys didn't go up there, because I'm on the phone with Militich.
Yeah.
And Militich is telling me I'm not going up. And I'm like, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I better come up and cover this. Now, cell phone coverage was awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, I couldn't get anything, yeah.
Yeah. We were kind of texting each other back and forth. Now, by the time I had gotten there, basically, the front side of the Capitol, people had breached up over the initial barrier. They were on that first level. There were a few people that were getting up into the bleachers, but not many. The cops were still resisting that and doing the pepper spray.
Concussion grenades.
Exactly.
Yep.
The first sign of violence that I saw, anyway, was when I was coming up and I was approaching that, and I heard my first concussion grenade and wasn't quite sure what it was, because it was my first one. I was hoping it wasn't a bullet or whatever.
Yeah, me too. You see them on cops, but when they're live and in person, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, no.
Well, was that what I think it was? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of deciding what I was going to do, but then I saw what it was and kind of just held back. So eventually, as I see people just taking over the Capitol, I make my way up like it's a concert. Right now,
Yeah.
I didn't destroy anything. I didn't go into the Capitol. I didn't break anything. I was there to document it.
Yeah.
And I landed on an FBI wanted poster. Where is?
Come on.
I swear to you, I did. Hold on, I'm gonna. But not for me. So I end up interviewing this guy while I was up there. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. So we do it live here, folks, and Nick hasn't seen this yet. So hashtag #IGouge, you're wanted by the FBI. This gentleman here, that's a still from the video I took. So while I was up there, and I didn't witness him do anything, obviously. Again, this is way after this whole thing has been breached. They put me on there, and basically the video I put out has now. It's so funny. They'll put that stuff out, but then the people I actually do have on there committing violence, I don't see them anywhere.
Huh.
I don't see anyone going after those people anywhere, which is odd to me. I mean, if you're all...
It's all just smoke and mirror.
Yeah, if you're so worried about the violent people, then why is it that no one's looking for the guy that brought the sledgehammer? I taped the sledgehammer, and then it gets given to the police, and you hear the guys go, "Ah!"
It was a setup, and I don't know, it was set up on both sides, and I don't know by whom, but we were watching it, and I was like, okay, this is the most important election of our lives. People are going up there. I'm like, they're ready to die. They're going to get shot. These are people crashing the gate to go through the Capitol. They're going to get shot. And, little bit of pepper spray and...
Well, I mean, one girl does get shot inside the Capitol.
Allegedly.
Which
there's evidence of that.
Is there? I haven't seen any of that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that, guys, and I'm certainly not saying...
And listen, I don't either. I don't know what's real.
Yeah.
I just, I'm just observing, and I'm viewing this all more as entertainment.
It didn't look like a violent insurrection inside to me. I got to get Pete Harding back on because he did get arrested, and they took his phone, and I got all of his videos except for the ones inside because fucking... And by the way, fuck you, Dropbox. So, now Dropbox, I can share a folder with somebody, right? But if they don't have a premium account, they can't upload, after 2 gigabytes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's why do I have this I can't get files from somebody else? What the fuck is going on here? Thanks, guys, and thanks for making it $14 a month. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Instead of 10.
I use Drive, and then if you upload it, I can just take it, load it into mine, and then you can delete yours if you don't have extra storage.
You know what? I have Drive too, and I always thought maybe premium Drive, but I hate Google so much. Yeah. They're such...
I know.
Dude,
I know.
Today, I'm not... We'll see what happens, but I might get deplatformed from PayPal. That's where the level we're at. I've had a PayPal account for 13 years, and now all of a sudden people are giving, and it says pending, and I just got an email about new rules. And it's well, you took away my GoFundMe. You won't let me monetize on YouTube. Now you want to take away my payment platforms. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not even a MAGA guy.
No, and that's the thing. I'm not either. We're just liberty... the people who are looking for the truth, right? And
I didn't go there with a flag or a sign or anything.
Yeah, me either.
I guess I'm not allowed to have my own opinions, but I don't know if you've seen this yet.
We're at full on book burning stage. When you see that in Nazi Germany with the burning the books, it looks more dramatic. This is just all online, so you don't see that dramatic scene, but that's what's happening.
You know what I need to do? I need to put you on my side. Watch. It's gonna be magic over
So
there.
I'm looking at.
So it looks like
we're looking at each
It
other.
actually looks like you look at me, and then I'm gonna grab me over meow. I'm gonna slide me over here. Look at it. It's the magic of the internet.
There we
folks.
go. Beautiful.
Look at that, huh? And that looks just about even. Almost. Look at that. Boom.
All right. Yeah.
And now you're kind of looking at me. I'm kind of looking at you. Yeah, I think so. I think that actually works. Wow, look at that. Science. So have you seen this yet? So this is Time Magazine. Have you seen this yet?
I have a few people sent me the link. I haven't read it yet.
All right. Well,
I started it.
Let me just read you some of the things they actually say in this.
Okay.
Okay. Because I don't know about you, but I mean, I equated this to not only someone pissing on your face and telling you it's raining, but that if that person actually had their balls resting on your chin, one nut or nose, one nut at a side, and was smiling and cackling while they did it.
I think we call that an Arabian snorkel.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it's called.
All right, here it is. These are just 2 paragraphs. Okay, it is what it is. This is the inside story of the conspiracy to save the 2020 election. That's only half a sentence. Let's break that down for a second before we get into this next fight. Conspiracies exist when they're saving elections. And they exist when Time Magazine tells you.
And this guy has the inside scoop.
He's got the inside scoop.
This is the inside. Yeah.
Listen, based on access to the group's inner workings, never-before-seen documents, and interviews with dozens... Wait. So now conspiracies exist of good people behind the scenes of dozens, hold on, of those involved from across the political spectrum.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
It is the story of the unprecedented, creative, and determined campaign whose success also reveals how close the nation came to disaster. So again, they're saviors. Are you ready? Every attempt to interfere with the proper outcome, doesn't say the truth, just the proper outcome of the election was defeated. It says Ian Basin, co-founder of Protect Democracy, a nonpartisan rule of law advocacy group. But it's massively important for the country to understand that it didn't happen accidentally. The system didn't work magically. Democracy is not self-executing. Apparently, democracy, one vote, one person, not self-executing. Hold on. This is where the juice comes right in.
Well, so every single one of those sentences we could look at and be like, okay, is this group actually nonpartisan? Is this actually inside? Is there actually, every single phrase in every single one of these articles I read?
They have a lot of quotes from a lot of insiders bragging on this one. This
is
like a long one.
But every single phrase could be false, misdirection. I believe nothing.
Wait.
I believe nothing I see.
They're about to use the term secret cabal. Hold on.
Okay.
That's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told. Even though it sounds like a paranoid fever dream, a well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws. Let me repeat that. Change rules and laws, steer media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election. They were fortifying it. So now secret cabals exist when they're fortifying the election for democracy by changing rules and laws. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this watch along. We're actually going to get to a fight right here.
Oh, man.
Spawn, have you ever called me any fights?
I actually haven't. No, if there's a fight, I want to be in it.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. We got Manuel Cape. I have no idea. I've never seen this guy before. Let's see who else we got. We got Bruce Buffer in a respectable suit. Nothing ridiculous, just black today, folks. And Pointaya. And he's number 5. Oh, who you got? It's a pick'em.
Oh, boy. I'll take the Brazilian.
He is ranked number 5. What was the other guy from, though? He seemed like he was from a third world country that was, probably pretty hungry. I'll ask you.
That's racist of you.
Is it? If you're from a second or third world country, are you not maybe a little bit hungrier to be, I'm not talking about literally hungry.
To be hungry for success, to make some money,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You've been in the game before. You've come across people.
That's why I got out of the game, because I wasn't as hungry to get my ass kicked that some of these guys were.
I bet you they were starving to kick some ass.
Yeah, I did it for fun.
Yeah. So here we go. It's it's a 5 versus nothing. I guess Kate must be coming in either as a late replacement fighter or maybe just because he's on the hype and he wants to make a name for himself. Pantoja, definitely the aggressor in the beginning. See, this way, Spawn, if somebody backs out over at Caged Aggression, we can get you right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
I can still hold my own. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about fighting. I'm talking about getting on the mic.
Commentating for sure.
Yeah. Cape on his back
Cop
feet.
from Portugal. They said Portugal. That's
Portugal?
not too bad.
No,
he's got to be careful going straight back every time because that's when you get walked down.
His hands are really low, too.
At the distance, it's all right, but once he starts getting close, he's got to... Yeah, there he goes.
He's also got his hands open every time.
Too much backing up.
Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, Burmese Brigade. Nick, where can people find your stuff online?
I'm Spone trained everywhere.
Everywhere.
Every platform, yeah.
So that's SPOHN trained?
Trained, yep.
Let's see.
Learned some influence and hypnosis strategies.
Is that what's going on in your social media?
I'm just getting ready to ramp it back up, yeah. Ooh, little showing off with not much to back it up so far.
No. One man has tattoos, one does not. See, this is the problem on watch-alongs when I'm actually watching the fight, and people aren't watching the. I hope you guys are watching the fight with me. I know a lot of you guys are pissed that I do these mixed martial arts ones, but I got to sit here and have fun. And I should be showing the fight, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ, we can't show the fight here. We don't need copyright strikes. It could be just a troll, though. He is Jesus Christ, after all.
So Pantoja's coming straight in, and he's having success, but the angles and fakes aren't there as much. If you watch his hands, he's just throwing. Just straight throwing here.
And Pantoja's, landing those kicks.
Throwing some hard stuff.
Pantoja looks like he has a very thick head of hair, but it could be a growing bald spot on the top there. I want to look at that. That's the kind of inside stuff that you get here at the watch-alongs, folks.
He's kicking hard.
He is kicking hard.
Some of those leg kicks look painful. Those will ruin your night. As Conor McGregor saw, those will ruin your night.
Oh, I wish a lot more things would ruin his night.
That's your boy.
Oh, he's my favorite. I'm elated they're trying to sell another fight where he'll make millions of dollars whether or not he gets knocked out or not. Like, that's what drives me nuts. Like, you would hope that the media would try to report on that one somewhat truthfully, especially after he gets knocked out there. But the UFC's like, number 2 pay-per-view of all time, shut your fucking mouth. We could get another top 5 pay-per-view with that guy again. With a rematch, no doubt. Or if they put him against Diaz, any of that stuff. That shit sells. Oh. About a minute and 30 left.
He's not throwing with bad intentions. You can kind of tell.
So what do you think? He's looking for the counter here?
I don't know. I think he's feeling it out still.
Because I haven't seen anybody shoot. I mean, these are lighter guys. They're 125ers. Seems like a stand-up fight to me. But don't you want to be able to mix that up just so you have those openings on the stand-up, the threat of the takedown?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. You know, if you're going to go straight in, at least with the level changes and then come up to the strike, that's... But even the stance, like I was a little lower in my stance because I was a wrestler. Mm-hmm. These guys are just there to strike. I think that's what we're going to see tonight.
Oh, Pantoja with a right coming in.
He's making contact.
He is. Cap's kind of rolling with it, though. He's rolling with those punches. He hasn't looked rocked.
He's still light on his feet.
Yep.
There's a nice little strike.
Yep.
Up the middle. I learned that one from Drew McFedries.
Drew McFedries, huh?
That guy hits like a truck.
I bet you that he does, man.
He is the worst.
When was I was going to ask you.
Yeah, because he's bigger than me, but so you spar with him.
Uh-huh.
And, a little cartwheel kick. And Drew would, for him, he was going light, and he was just, like, his hands would be wherever your head was going. Like, they would just be there waiting for it, like, just getting beat up. And so then I'd start swinging harder and be like, oh, we're going hard? And he'd be like, oh, shit. He just, man, that guy.
So let's talk about sparring because obviously. Ooh, that knee was that
close.
legal?
That was close.
He
looked like he was pulling it back.
I'll tell you what though. So right at the end there, about 10 seconds to go. Cap's getting up. He takes a knee. Might have been legal. Might have been illegal. Takes it. Kind of catches it though, and then flows with it. Sees what he can do in the last 10 seconds.
It looked like he was pulling that back as he was throwing it because he wasn't quite off his hands yet. Pat and I were in Canada for one of my fights, and one of the guys had his hands on the ground, and as soon as he brought him up, the other dude just soccer kicked him straight in the face. It was one of the nastiest kicks I've ever seen.
When was this?
2012, 11, I don't know.
Soccer kicks, huh?
Because, the guy had his hands down on all fours, and he was getting up, and as soon as he pulled those hands up,
he got it. So he got
right there. Wow, just kicked him straight in the face.
Man.
Oof.
Those are rough to watch.
Yeah.
But they're highlight reels.
Yeah.
They are highlight reels
one.
indeed. So we're in between rounds, sparring.
Yeah.
How hard do you normally go on sparring day? Like you said, are you going half speed, 3/4?
So
things get out of hand.
So Miletich got famous and successful because people sparred hard. Like we went full speed.
Yeah.
And it depends on the day, on the setting, but yeah, I mean a lot of them we're going pretty hard.
and just so people know, I mean, you do have some protective gear on. You are fighting with bigger gloves, but
shin pads, heavier.
Yep.
16-ounce gloves, headgear generally. Man, those leg kicks are.
Oh, that was a sweet one. Another good leg kick. That's from Cap.
I can't tell where he's making contact. A couple of them were towards the knee.
So where are you aiming when you're obviously you're
so
trying
right
to
on
relay with
the
your shin?
Right on the muscle that's tense when you're putting weight on it. Right up on the, and you guys can't probably see this, but right a couple inches above the knee. And then it's like as soon as you put weight on that leg, you just feel that Charlie horse.
Gotcha. What'd you have for round one, by the way? I had Pantoja winning that round.
Pantoja.
Yeah, definitely Pantoja round.
Pretty clear.
You would hope so. What's up with the UFC not even letting some people come back? They just had, a semi-crowd over in Dubai.
Yeah.
So they had the crowd in Dubai. They're back, it looks like, in the Performance Center in Vegas. Iowa's open. As of midnight, every single restriction is done. You hear that? You hear that, America?
I didn't even know I had restrictions. I just live my life. I live my life without them. I live my life like a free man, Jason.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you do. But I mean, no, everything it gets lifted tomorrow.
That's good.
My nieces, they're going back to school full
time.
So
there's no mask, anything?
No, they took it away.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yep. Isn't that what I said?
Not that I wore one anyway.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, just now at least they say it's mandatory in the store. It's like, look, man, it's not even mandatory in the state anymore.
It's not. Yeah, I don't wear one. I've never worn one in the store.
Really? So you're much more of a man than me.
Yeah, never.
Like depending on which store I go to, especially if I'm like building a rapport. Like the couch got at the Salvation Army for a amazingly bang up deal.
Yeah.
And like they hate wearing them, and sometimes I catch them not wearing them, but I just don't want to start. You know what I mean? So I'll wear it. But then once they like take it down, then I'll take it down. Here? Pretty good one. I like that. Left to the body, yeah.
Those leg kicks don't look like they're making an impact yet, but they're hitting. Oh, there he's stretching his leg out a little bit.
And you know what? Yeah, I was going to say, Pantoja backing up. You didn't see that in the first round. Another leg kick. Tide seems to have turned a little bit.
So, yeah, Copy's getting some little momentum. He's a little more, moves a little bit more dynamically. Pantoja's kind of straightforward and out. He's a little better, a little more accurate striker, it looks like. Kicks hard.
I mean, this is a good scrap, especially, Pantoja being a ranked fighter.
Ooh! Copy's getting a little momentum here.
Yeah.
A little confidence.
And he's the one that got the better of that exchange on the feet right there. A couple shots to the face.
Looks like he switched his stance. I don't know if that's because of the leg kicks or...
Body kick by Pantoja. Campe kind of just brushes it off. Minute 30 left. Man, this is an Overeem fight, too.
Right?
What do you think about that? Overeem Volkov. What are your predictions there?
I have no predictions. I don't follow it that closely anymore.
No? Oh, come on, man. Overeem Volkov. Overeem... I think he's looking for like his 48th win or something like that.
Is he really?
Yeah, man. He's fought forever. Oh, getting old. He fought. he fought Miletich era for sure. He fought late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. Damn.
Pantoja's got to set those kicks up a little bit. You got to get people thinking about their face and their head and the shots, and then drop the leg kicks. Is that?
Kind of a sloppy, lazy kick right there.
He's just going straight to it. Throwing some, there it is again. I think he's trying to keep his distance by throwing all these kicks, but there's nothing there. He's just throwing them. There's nothing setting him up.
I mean, right now,
that's all he's doing right now.
I've got a cap round, right?
I think so.
And Pantoja's not doing anything to win this one. That'll go one round apiece going into the third.
Oh, nice
head
little
kick.
contact there.
Yep.
Following it up. He thinks he got some
I think you might have hurt him a little bit on that
Get a
one.
takedown for points. Beautiful. Finish it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not going to do much, but it'll get him points.
Well, it probably solidifies the round.
I think that'll seal the round for him, yeah.
Wow.
Just control it.
Pantoja has 5 seconds to change it. Doesn't look like he's gonna. Single leg,
Two
takedown.
takedowns.
Yep, there it is.
Getting a little momentum. Nice. The problem is you get a good fighter and they start to recognize your patterns, especially if you're not dynamic enough. So it looks like Pantoja is just the kicks and the strikes are really forward and backwards. Anthony Pettis came down to train with us, and we started off boxing and takedowns, and I was taking him down all day. We threw kicks in, and pretty soon, he's a really smart fighter, so he starts patterning my movements and my fakes, and he just knew what to expect. And so I moved in and I hit him, and as soon as I'm backing out, his kick, my glove was, my hands was up, and his shin hit me right above here, and it was like the ground came up to my head. It was like I was falling towards the ground, but it was like I just witnessed the ground going, whoa.
Yep. See, folks, since I'm not fighting anybody and I don't have experiences like that, the only thing that I can say is close to that is you get a bad whippet out of the canister.
Yeah, similar.
And then similar.
Similar.
You don't know it, but all of a sudden, like you said, the floor is now like the ceiling up against your head.
Being hungover where you just step out of bed in the morning and the floor just hits you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How did that even get there?
Man, Anthony Pettis. He just signed with PFL. Him and Rory McDonald are going to be their showpieces. We're back third round here. Both of them. I think this is a pick 'em fight right here.
Yeah, this is the round.
Cap looking way fresher.
He's getting patterned though. Once you get the pattern. And yeah, I think Kappa used that first round to
2018 Pantoja Rob Tatum. How dare you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. 1919.
The second round was a nightmare to score. 10-9 for Kappa.
I don't believe that was a nightmare to score. Who are these people?
Two takedowns.
Two takedowns, and he looked crisper on the feet and walked him down in the second round.
I think
and right now, Pantoja is getting walked down again. He came out, and he started trying to walk him down the first 20, 30 seconds. Didn't have any success. Got caught a couple times.
He's out of tools. He's leading with those kicks still, but you can't fake a shot there when you're not having somebody worry about your hands.
Lazy shot.
I think Kape still needs to make a statement this round, though. He doesn't want to.
No, you don't want to leave it to the judges like that anyway. I mean, you after seeing that, you better go for the finish. Yeah. I mean, that almost makes the case for open scoring in the UFC. I know they're doing it in the LFA. I don't know how I feel about it. Pat seems to love it. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. You get to single out shitty judges before the fight's over.
Yeah,
that's a nice thing to do. Pantoja, big lunge.
Kape caught him on one of them, and I didn't see any other contact.
3 minutes and change to go. Again, just Kape moving around. He's got more feint action. Hands are a little bit low at that distance, but like you said, he hasn't been getting caught.
Still got energy. Looks light on his legs after all those leg kicks, I think.
You know, he's got to start getting in there, though.
He does.
And showing some offense.
I think those kicks are keeping him at a distance, though. But
is that it?
He's counter-striking.
Kape with like a 4-punch exchange only lands about one of them. Tough to say how effective it was because Kape didn't move.
Notice who's moving forward now.
Mm-hmm.
First round was a little different. I think Pantoja's got to keep that forward pressure if he wants to win this round.
Oh, tongue out by Kape. I mean, I always think that's dangerous, especially in this sport. With
you
the
don't
tongue.
want to bite that thing off.
I mean, really. I get it. It's the heat of the moment, and Pantoja lands a little bit of that head kick. Kape mocks him a bit, but damn, I mean, another half an inch, and maybe that puts him to bed. It's certainly, you know, with that head kick, even grazing him, So far,
It's an
Pantoja round.
It's an impactful shot. I mean,
I'm looking at.
Well, Cape did have a head kick land too, or was that last round?
That was last round at the very end. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the last 10 seconds of that round. I mean, to me, Cape's got to be worried about some volume and getting some strikes in, and not
there's a minute 30 left. Yeah.
He's not Anderson Silva in his prime.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's kind of the look he was going for.
Yeah, exactly. And that used to bother me too. There was nothing more satisfying to me when he did that to Chris Weidman, and Weidman gave him the business. Right? That was a happy moment for everybody who wasn't Brazilian. Jason Burma's racist against Brazilians. No, I'm just saying the Brazilians like Anderson Silva. That's all, guys. That's the shebango on that one.
There it is. Cape's striking now.
About 50 seconds to
A
go.
little open hand strike.
Oh. Body strike by Cape, followed by a right hand to the face by Pantoja. Smiling again is Cape. But, again, 40 seconds to go. He might need a finish here. And, if anything, I've got this as a Pantoja round.
I think so. It's a close round. But as far as damage done, I think Pantoja's got it.
Oh, there's another clean left from Pantoja. Cape ate it, but... How the hell did they got Cape with 17 strikes against Pantoja as 14 in round 3? I think that's not true. I didn't see that. And by the way, Cape ends with a takedown on the way up. Pantoja hits him with the knee.
In my mind, that kind of negates the whole takedown if you're going to take damage on the way out.
Yeah, you're going to take the big
He's trying to score here with those takedowns, but it's not.
That's a pick'em fight. I probably still give the round to Pantoja, but like you said,
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, but what do we know? We're just watching it on the TV, folks. We're just watching it on the TV.
Yeah. It was a good fight though. Exciting.
Pretty good one for 125. I mean,
action.
Sometimes in that division, you get some bangers where you're like, man, they got energy for days.
Yeah.
That one, I want to see a little bit more action. I'm greedy.
They were more like 155.
You know what? Even 145, they're pretty good these days. Like, Aldo's in there. Moraes is pretty great at 135. I think Moraes is in there. He just got knocked out. No, he's fighting 145 and 135. But like that's Edgar and Sandhagen. That might be next. I can't wait for that one.
Okay.
And I think that's 145. 145's got a lot of good ones where there's some bangers. In fact, I thought Michael Johnson was supposed to fight Clay Guida tonight. Did I not get that fight? Is that coming up?
I don't know when that is. God, Guida's still fighting?
Yeah, it looks great.
So this is part of the reason I stopped is these guys kept coming to the gym that were like 10 years past their prime, and their nose was on this side of their face, and I was like, man, I don't know, that's my path.
But Guida. No, wait, is it not? It didn't get canceled, did it? Is it coming up? When is it?
All right, Burmas.
No, it's tonight.
Who you got, Burmas?
I think it's Pantoja. It's got to be Pantoja.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. Once you hear 30-27, I mean, I wouldn't agree with that
because the first
either.
round wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't have given it to Cape.
He's got to be more dynamic if he's gonna move up to the ranks.
So
I think he'd be too easy to pattern.
All right. I mean, hopefully this is the next fight. Is the Clay Guida Michael Johnson?
All right.
And maybe they move some things around.
Johnson fought on a card I was on in Kansas City. My first pro fight. Johnson fought my teammate Junior Hernandez.
Okay.
I think beat him in a decision. But
what season of The Ultimate Fighter was Johnson on? Because I remember he was there. Was it yours?
No.
It's got to be like 12 or 13, right? Maybe a couple years before you?
It might have been mine. Because no, I don't think it was. Mm-hmm. Michael Chiesa was. I think Chiesa won mine.
Chiesa?
Yeah.
Chiesa. Street Jesus. Before Street Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh. Someone's saying something about Jake Paul and how he hates Jake Paul. Something about Clay Guida. Yeah, that is a fight if we get to see it. I don't know if it's going to happen. What's next, UFC on ESPN Plus? I like Kasea. Kasea just got a win. Forget who he just beat, but he was on the main card. He was the main event. It's like, oh yeah, he beat up Magny, and I like Neil too. I like Dominic Cruz on the mic too.
Yeah, I think he does a nice job.
I think he does a really good job. You ever cross paths with and Dominic Cruz? There's a 135er. Kind of built that division. He's a big 135er.
Yeah.
But a bad mother trucker. I always loved watching actually Dominic Cruz. Him and the Faber battles were pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always liked those fights. Uriah, I was never the biggest fan of Uriah, but when he had that run in the WEC and all that, and
he's fun to watch. He's explosive.
Yeah. Pantoja knows a little bit of English. He's 16 for his last 19 fights, folks. So let's get outside of the cage a little bit, my friend. Let's get outside of the cage until we get to the next fight. You said you're going to Florida. You're getting out of the Iowa area. What do you just need a vacation? You get some sunshine?
Yeah, I got some friends down there, and I need some vitamin D. I'm starting to look for a house down there. I have a real estate business, so I'll probably buy a house and run it as an Airbnb.
Oh, is that what you're gonna do?
Stay down there when I want to go.
So like your own little timeshare?
That's what it is. You want to come to my little timeshare seminar?
I guess, yeah. You know what? I haven't
free trip to Florida. You want to hear about timeshares?
I haven't been to Florida. Man, I'm trying to think. I think the last time I went was my buddy's first wedding before he got divorced. Yeah, I didn't go to the second one. His first wedding got to be over a decade ago. But I was born there. And,
okay. That explains a lot.
Yeah. Doesn't it, though? We were out pretty early.
Florida man.
Florida man. We were out before my second birthday. I think it was somewhere like a week after my brother was born. So I was like a year and a half old. But my stepfather, he divorced my mom, but he lives down in Florida. I was trying to get him out here. I can't get him to do anything. He's like, oh, I'll come when this is all over. And I'm like, this is about as over as it's going to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least here.
Yeah, anywhere, I think. Especially because he's in Florida. DeSantis has actually done a decent job over there compared to other states. But I hate Miami. Other parts of Florida, they're not bad. It depends on where you're at. It's a big state. You know what I mean? Everybody gets the Florida man joke. But it's just like, I like Northern California. You get an hour above San Francisco. Awesome.
Beautiful up there.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, West Hollywood, they're hell pits. That's what they are. They're hell pits full of terrible people that do terrible things and treat each other terribly.
But even in those areas, there's like little pockets where you're like, this is kind of cool.
I mean, Santa Monica, not the worst. Santa Monica's got some spots. Irvine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been to Irvine.
I mean, you can meet some normal people there.
There you go.
Oh, is it? Yes. Wait. Why are they showing Diego Sanchez? Oh, okay. Because it's a 2019 fight.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, but that probably means Guida's coming. It's Guida Johnson next, folks.
God, these guys have been doing it a long time. That's a lot of abuse for your body, for your brain.
Guida looks great. Look at that hairline.
Yeah, both these guys look great. They're warriors. But...
I mean, Diego says some wild shit, but then again, like Guida's like a caveman. But I was watching Guida when he was fucking fighting like Elite XC and Strike Force and all that way before he was even UFC. Yeah, 88 fights between the two of these guys. My God.
I can't imagine.
Man, there's a big conversation going on in the chat that I have no idea what's going on.
Johnson's a fun fighter to watch. They're both fun fighters to watch.
They are. I agree. I totally agree.
I remember that. I think I was in college when that happened. Jesus.
Man, what are the odds on this one? Who do you got?
I got Johnson.
Man, my head tells me Johnson. My heart wants Clay.
You take Guida then.
Yeah, my heart wants Clay. For sure. Oh, man.
He looks good. I mean,
so he looks in great shape. He looks like the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these older guys, especially in the last, 6 to 10 months in the UFC, pandemic time, they look a little juicy, if you know what I'm saying. They look like, I don't know if USADA is I'm just saying, the Sports Enhancement Center or whatever. Like I just watched Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy was looking pretty juicy.
Yeah. Well.
What's the word on that? What are your views being on the inside? I'm not telling you.
You know what? I never had. I never came across it.
Really?
I think I had some teammates in college that were doing some stuff. I don't know. I just was never.
I mean, it's not
never
like
a thing for me.
It's not like you're like a huge and beefy guy. You know what I mean? Like you walk up to you and it's like pretty normal. You can tell you're fit.
Yeah.
But like, were there those guys in the gym where you obviously suspected it, not only because of the way they looked?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
When I was around Militich, though, there's no one that even. Yeah, well, okay. There was one guy that used to come in.
Here we go.
But he was like, he wasn't even a Militich fighter. He was just like a local guy that would come in, and he was a heavyweight.
Oh, dude.
And he was just massive. And so he was like the main event on every card just because he was big. Mm-hmm. And he came in one day, and we were sparring, and I sparred with him.
You sparred with one of these heavyweight motherfuckers.
Just because I knew who this guy was.
Uh-huh.
And so I just went in, and I dropped a couple leg kicks, and I dropped him.
Must have been a proud moment.
He got back up, threw a punch, I dodged it, put my head in his chest. I literally blast doubled him, picked him up off his feet.
Really?
He was not a fighter. But anyway, long story short, the steroids, that's the guy that I can think of that was doing it.
Uh-huh.
But no one else really that... Yeah, I don't know. We didn't... Maybe I wasn't on the inside. I don't think it was a thing there, though. At least...
I mean, none of Pat's fighters were like juicy fighters. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Sylvia popped. Yeah.
I mean, Matt Hughes was a pretty thick dude, but he was gone by the time I was around, and I don't really know that much about him. So.
I mean, Hughes denies ever using it, and I'll say this: I saw Hughes at Militich's fight over the summer, up close and personal.
Yeah.
Just happened to walk by me when they were going through, and I was actually surprised, especially after the accident and the way he walks now and everything else, how big he still was.
Yeah, I heard that.
I was like, wow. Because his range of motion isn't there. I mean, he's walking, you can tell there's an accident. But when I looked at him, I was like, wow, he's really kept in shape. Because I also, I know he's a twin, and I've seen what his brother Mark looks like, and I'm like, obviously they share similar genetics, being identical twins. And that's not to shit on Mark. I haven't seen that guy in years, but I'm just saying, like, you could tell that obviously Matt was staying in shape and training and stuff like that.
Well, I think you get a thing with muscle memory, and like you in your mind you have an identity of what your body looks like, and I stay the same if I lift 4 days a week, if I lift once every 2 weeks, like my body looks the same. I think we all have this image in our mind. There's one thing I want to talk about tonight.
Uh-huh.
We have this image in our mind of what we're supposed to be.
We have the time right now. Let's talk about it.
And we create ourselves out of our own imagination. You know what I mean?
So you're basically saying right now, Jason Pudding Tits Burmis.
Yeah, so
needs to reimagine.
So if you started visualizing or seeing yourself as someone who was fit or looked a certain way, and you really got that image into your subconscious would find a way to make that happen. It can literally subtly reshape your body. It'll give you the urge to cut out certain foods, to add certain foods, to go to the gym. Your subconscious is like the most amazing, brilliant supercomputer. And it only will take you as far as your self-image. So if you look at guys like fighters, and I coach wrestling too, and the guys that show up in the gym every day and are amazing, and then they go out and compete and they're terrible. Mm-hmm. It's not because they don't have the abilities, it's because their self-image doesn't match their goals, like their conscious goals doesn't match their subconscious self-image. And so their subconscious brings them back down to the level to make sure it matches that. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. And they don't even realize it happens because it's been so ingrained, again, subconscious, that it's almost like a form of self-sabotage, right?
Well, that's what it is. But it's in a way, it's self-preservation because we want to preserve the self that we've created in our mind. And if we succeed above that or below that, we're not preserving that self-image. And so the subconscious, like a heat-seeking missile, is always finding that target. Or like your thermostat, right?
Okay.
So you set that thermostat at 70 degrees, and if it goes to 80, it'll bring it back down. And that's what we do with our success in life, is we are always bringing ourselves back down to the level that we think we deserve.
Interesting. I got to get back into my subconscious because I'm always trying to do more.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my little living room studio
and
whatever.
Yeah, this is a sweet setup.
I mean, I guess, but it'll be nicer when I have a warehouse and the ceilings are 3 times as high.
Yeah.
And this little corner and like even a lot of the video game stuff. Like I'm not believe it or not, I'm more of a collector than a player, and everybody sees that, and I'm like, well, I play those with my kids or my nieces. And like in order to play certain games, you have to have the character.
Yeah.
You can't be that person,
Yeah.
right? You know, they're like, and don't get me wrong, I love that type of artwork, but like you see, there's like 10 monitors right there that aren't plugged in,
Yeah.
compared to like all this other stuff, and I want to grow, but you know, at the same time, fear, I'll be honest, does keep me back.
That's what keeps us all back. But fear is the edges of the comfort zone to make sure we stay within our self-image.
Okay.
So when you change the self-image, the comfort zone just expands.
Interesting. Guida versus Johnson, they step out.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too. Clay Guida with the samurai man bun, while still with the party in the
Trivia,
back.
what do they call those?
I don't know.
I can't think of it.
No, I can't
I
either.
thought you'd know.
No, definitely
shin
not.
kick there.
You can definitely see that the hairline, although still there, is creeping back, Clay.
Lots of movement, feeling each other out here. So look at Guida's stance, how much lower he is than the last two fighters, right? I think he's got a little more wrestler in him.
Guida changing levels, going up and down a lot.
Johnson's
Yeah.
accurate there. Nothing hard, but striking.
Guida looking to counter.
Johnson's just trying to put it on him right now, I think. Nothing accurate, nothing too hard, but he's just pinpointing.
Yeah, it looks like he's
Connected a
just
few
trying to get
times.
his range.
Yeah.
They almost collide heads there with Johnson coming in with a big left. Oh,
Ooh,
Guida lands
shit.
right with a counter.
Johnson's head bounced a
Yes,
little
he
bit there.
did. Johnson looked like he got hurt a little bit from that. His eye, it looks like he got hit in the left eye. He's still touching at it.
He got it again.
Yes, he did.
And again and again.
He's having trouble seeing out of that left eye.
Guida's
the punch,
peppering him there.
Yep. That eye is still getting squinted. That left eye, guys. Guida goes to try to kick.
Guida's bleeding out of his
another
hairline.
right from Guida. Guida's got to keep working on that.
Look at the
You can't
hairline.
see.
Guida's bleeding. This is not going to last long.
I don't know. It might last 3. That's the type of fight that.
That's true.
involved
That's
in.
true. These guys are.
And then he's running around afterwards after like just getting the hell beat out of him.
You know, Johnson got hit a bunch, but he's an accurate striker. He was making contact on a lot of those, and Guida's bleeding because of it.
Guida got him up against the cage, looking for the single leg. Right now, Johnson has his hand. He's got the hook under one of Guida's, but then the other hand, that's kind of interesting. He looked like he was trying to blind Guida a little bit.
He's got the hook there. Guida's got to get the hips in. Yep.
Oh, dumps him. Guida looking for full mount.
Keep him on the cage.
Half mount right now, up against the cage. Both hooks around his body. One arm trapped. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Honestly, I think that Johnson's more comfortable here right now.
He's catching his breath, yeah.
Yeah, because not only the breath, but I think he was really having trouble seeing out of that eye. You know, I haven't seen him pawn at it. Maybe that's just because he hasn't been able to
Guida's
yet.
back on it right now.
He needs to be.
I don't think he's got anything there.
So Michael Johnson trying to
Guillotine
scoot
set
up
up here.
against it. Yep. Guida going for that guillotine. Arm in. Not there.
Little wrestling cradle.
Johnson back to his feet. Turns Guida around. Pushes him up against the cage.
He's got a lot of blood.
That's a little blood for Clay. Let's not. Come on, guys. We're not getting crazy. That's like some light eyeshadow for Clay.
Well, you can tell. You get the sweat mixed in. It's not.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Clay could
that
take a
was
lot more. Big knee on the way out
nice
by
knee
Johnson.
on the transition. You know, Pat was always real big on the transitions. That's where you can do a lot of damage that people don't expect.
Ooh, there's a knee from Johnson on the inside. Johnson looking like he's back. Very crisp. A couple of lazy kicks there.
Yeah, you can tell Johnson's done this for a while because as Clay moves his head, Johnson knows where to throw the punches, you know. And Clay's moving, but Johnson's still connecting.
A little over a minute left. Clay with a knee on the inside to the body. Another one trying to get loose.
Minute left in the
backs up.
round. I think a takedown might not hurt for Johnson to have on his.
It's true. Right now, I'd still probably give the round to Clay, even though Johnson's controlled the last minute or so.
I think.
You know, Clay's got that takedown. 2 takedowns, really. Close round, though. Close round, guys. Oh,
Still,
Clay with a
still
big right.
strikes, though. Clay's had a bunch of those. Yeah.
Yep.
Good exchanges.
Johnson's straight left has been getting through, but Clay hasn't been getting rocked by it, nor has his game plan changed.
No, when they had the camera angle that we saw where Johnson's head bounced backwards, that one was a good shot.
Ooh, nice left on the inside by Johnson. Right, left by Johnson. Clay eats them all. Looks sweet right now, folks. The blood's almost gone. His mane has cleared most of it away.
Short time.
10 seconds. Who wants the round?
Ooh,
Clay with a right.
Heard that one.
Yep. Clay with another right.
Ooh.
And another right.
That one buckled him a little bit.
Yes, it did. Clay Guida round. That's what I'm saying.
I think that sealed the round for him.
That's a Clay Guida round. That's a proper round for Clay Guida, folks. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. I do kind of want to get back while we wait into fear keeping us in the zone, right?
Yeah.
So how do you teach people to get around those inherent fears that they've had in their subconscious for maybe their whole lifetimes?
I mean, I got into hypnosis, and there's a million ways, different strategies, but for me, it's starting with imagining yourself performing in the state that would normally put you in fear. And you can do it, right? We close our eyes, we can just go into a hypnotic state or into a trance or in a kind of a meditative state, and just imagine stepping through that and what's on the other side. Who's that version of you that doesn't feel fear when you're public speaking or when you're fighting or when you're doing whatever that is? Right? And what I do a lot is I anchor to different emotional states.
Okay.
So if you think about a state where you were like the best in your life, you felt the most powerful, you felt the most flow, like
gravy train with biscuit wheels time.
I don't even know what that means, but so I would put you back into that state, and I would have you see yourself performing from that state.
Okay. Interesting. So basically, I would probably try to go back into time where I felt my most confident, where I had just an accomplishment or achievement.
Absolutely.
And then just try to relive and revisit that. You put me into that moment.
And then we what's called future pacing, and we see your future self in the situation where you need the confidence, and we just show you that to your brain over and over, and it becomes your new target. It becomes your new identity. Early takedown from Guida.
I like it.
Johnson, oh man, I used to hit a guillotine from there.
Yeah.
If you can work the head in the middle and throw your hips forward, you just collapse their Adam's apple.
And that's arm in?
No,
not arm in.
I three of my 4 or 5 pro fights I won with that choke.
Really?
Yeah.
So I saw they were all chokes basically. So You're not an arm in guillotine guy.
No, so I mean I can hit that, but if you get the head, on a shot, if their head's off to the side, I work it back to the middle.
It's almost like a bulldog choke.
Yeah, and I make sure their head's shoved down, and then I turn my this right on their Adam's apple, and I literally a couple of the guys I picked up off their feet. And so all their weight's on this fulcrum of their Adam's apple, and they tap instantly.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's a shock to their body right away if you do the quick joke.
Because it's a lot of weight. It's pretty uncomfortable. I'll show you later.
Is it pretty uncomfortable? You get the show go great.
Allegedly,
fantastic.
I've heard. No one's ever hit it on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you tonight after a few beers.
Yeah, where are we going later?
I don't know.
Where's the hot spot in Bettendorf, Iowa, or Davenport, Iowa? Where were we last night? I went to the quarry for the first time last night.
Yeah,
I had a couple.
It's all right.
Now that we're a little off of the fight here, Guida got him up against the cage. So last time I saw you, I came into the Ridge, right? We went to the Ridge.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I wasn't sure. First of all, I didn't know you were going to be there. And I wasn't sure.
Because you wouldn't have come if I was there, right?
Well, that wasn't it. I knew that. What was it? Mike had invited me to some event, right? He said, there's going to be some movers and shakers, and that things were coming over from there. So when I got there, and you guys were sitting down, I saw that Justin's wife was there originally, but you guys were sitting down with these cougars.
Yeah.
And Nick was sitting next to a cougar. Now, I wasn't sure whether that was your mom or maybe your date for the evening or whatever.
I could have, right? She looked like she could have been either.
It could have been either.
It could have gone either way.
And I was, and I had assumed since everybody was sitting together that you all came from the same place. Apparently not.
No, we all did.
Oh, so they were at the place
were with
before.
Us, yeah.
Oh, see, that does make more sense. Because again, I just thought it was weird because I knew you guys were coming from another place. I didn't think that you could have been there that much longer than I was there.
No, we didn't get there 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. So, again, I assumed they had to have been with you, and that wasn't just a bar pickup. So then I'm thinking to myself, man, is this Nick's girl? Like, is this how he's
Johnson's doing some damage with some knees. No, it was.
Because she seemed interested. For married women, they both seemed interested.
Well, she wasn't married. The other one was.
Oh, so that one wasn't married.
She was divorced. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Gotcha.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, Quad Cities, Iowa.
Great little physique.
Yeah, great personality. No, they were both actually very nice. Very talkative, very nice. But again, it's just nice to be in a situation where everything is not like a new normal, but just 100%
regular normal.
Regular normal.
And the lady with us from Chicago, she was like, she felt so weird not wearing a mask in public. She was like, I don't know what to do with myself. She would go to the bathroom and put it on, and we're all like, you don't need it.
Yeah, and that's only 2.5 hours away from here. Like, this area. So that should let people know.
Like
same
region.
Yeah, same area, same region.
Johnson put it on his chin there.
Yeah, Clay is not connecting. Although he had the better wrestling in this round, he's going for it. You can see that he's gassing a little bit. Didn't take Johnson down on this takedown attempt. I think Johnson's going to outlast it.
I think they just showed 2 of 19 strikes for Guida this round.
It looks like this is going to be a Johnson round, even though Clay controlled a lot of it on the ground.
Johnson's been pretty nasty with the knees and the transitions. I've liked that.
I think we're going in unless something crazy happens in the next 18 seconds, we're going to see a 19-19. Should be 1 round apiece. Then again, I'm not a judge. Guida just holding Johnson up against the cage, trying to get a couple digs in. Nothing too great, but I'd probably give that to Johnson.
I think so.
Yeah, 1-1. 1-1.
So I was talking about our state, right? Like our, you haven't really probably consumed any of my content yet, but I think our brain and our body is an antenna for information, for thoughts and emotions, right?
Okay.
And so we can tune, we can change our breathing, we can change our posture, we can change what we focus on, we can change our language patterns, and all of that changes, at a cellular level, it changes our vibration, just like a radio antenna. And so when we're anxious, we're just focusing on things that make us anxious. We're picturing things that make us anxious. Our body language is one of anxiety, right? Our chin might be down. We might have a smaller body language. We're breathing shallow. And so we'll tune into a radio station where we think anxious thoughts. And if you change your posture to go bigger, this is a sign of confidence, right? Smiling is a sign of confidence. Deep breathing, just changing your body like that will change the frequency of your cells. It changes the signal you send your nervous system, which changes the thoughts you tap into, right? Like you can change from a country station to a classical. Well, the country station is still there. You don't resonate with it because your cells don't resonate with it anymore, right? And so our state affects our performance. It affects everything. So if these guys are mentally trained, they put themselves into a state where they maximize their capabilities before going into a fight. And a lot of times I can read it on their body language,
I mean, right now, the body language of Michael Johnson seems a lot more confident. He does seem a little bit gassed, but Guida's swinging wild.
Yeah, he's moving. He's going.
Oh, I mean, this is classic Clay. He just lost his samurai man bun. Up there it goes. It's gone. Now you can really see the balding.
Shaking his hair out. Let your hair down, Clay.
Oh, poor Clay losing his hair. Ooh. Oh, Johnson really starting to connect now. Clay Guida goes for the single.
He should have doubled off there. He didn't double off in time.
I also see Rob Tatum. We agree on this.
I think it was a way for him to catch his
breath.
Yeah.
I mean, Guida, much older.
I don't even know if it's his breath, his balance. Just when you get rocked like that. I think he's got plenty of conditioning.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. At some age, if I don't have the TRT and the HGH,
maybe he does.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're not quite as old as I am, and you're fit, so you're probably thinking like 50, 60 easy before you need any supplementation. That's crazy. But you're also on the black oxygen. I'm on week 2.
Yeah,
I'm like week 2. This is the first week I've been doing it twice a day.
I got the black oxygen in here.
Is that what you do? Actually have it in there? I'll tell you what, man. So, I'm not making any claims about what it does or doesn't do, but I've noticed that I have actually had trouble sleeping. Now, I've already had trouble sleeping patterns.
From this?
Well, I mean, I just first of all, I'm not disciplined enough, right?
Yeah.
Like if you get that 6 or 7 hours in between and you're always hitting it, but then there are times when I'm like literally up till sunrise, 6 in the morning, and it's like, okay, I'm not getting up till 11. You know what I mean? And then it's 5 hours.
Because you can't sleep, or just because. So you remember what I told you when we were at the bar last week?
What about having energy?
Don't take it too late in the day.
Yeah, I know.
It does, like, when Pat and I drove to DC, I had, like, I just took it, and it's like not Adderall, but it's just like you're just calm, focused. Like, I could just sit and, like,
yeah, I didn't feel
I wasn't
jittery.
nodding off. Yeah, it's not jittery. It's Guida's controlling on the cage here. Still got that.
And he's got his back. He's got one hook in underneath. He's looking for the choke. Let's see. He's
working
yeah,
that under.
all right.
He's getting close.
Larry, yes, he is. Left arm. Oh, he's got it locked up. Doesn't look like it's under the chin, but he's rolled him. That is tight. He might have it under the chin. Oh, he's going to go out. Maybe not. Michael Johnson's fighting it. It's tough to see right here.
I don't think he's got it.
No.
Oh. He's not that far, but I don't think he's got it.
No, the chin looks like it's getting out.
Johnson can hang out there for.
Yeah.
Problem is that just blows through your arm.
Yeah, your biceps.
Yeah. Trying to squeeze somebody and
see from that angle, it looks like it's a little bit more under the chin.
It does,
but it doesn't look like
he's
got
enough,
the arms locked.
He's got enough on this side where he's not going to get submitted.
Although this locks the round for Clay, he's got a full body triangle on him. 90 seconds or less than 90 seconds left. This has got to be up.
So you can trap that with Johnson's left leg. He could trap that and do like it's almost like you create a knee pinch for the guy with the figure four.
Mm-hmm.
He's not hitting it, but
I mean, this is going to be a big win for Clay if he can hold on the next 60 seconds. And Michael Johnson can't go anywhere. In fact, this might be a wrap for Michael Johnson's career. I'll be honest.
Who was his last fight?
Johnson's?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll do it live. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. It's a watch-along, folks. But you're also getting some insightful life advice from Nick Spong. Let's see. Man, he's got 3 losses in a row before this. Thiago Moises, Stevie Ray, and Josh Emmett. So the last win he got was Artem Lobov in October of 2018. Yikes. He is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is 3-8 in his last 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was right in the thick of it for a while.
Very much so. Very much so. You know, his fight. I think his fights with Poirier.
Did he beat Gaethje?
I think he was the first one they served him up. Right? No, yeah, he lost to Gaethje. He got TKO'd. He beat Poirier and then he lost to Khabib.
Poirier that beat Gaethje. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Gaethje's fun to watch.
Gaethje is fun to watch.
You know, that's a tough fight to score, but with Guida controlling it, it's hard not to.
How do you not give that to Clay Guida? It's got to be a Guida fight. Got to be all for Guida.
I think it's got to be.
The GOAT Artem Lobov is no GOAT, sir. Although he is entertaining on bare knuckle. Ooh, there was BKFC last night, and fucking Paige Van Sant fought.
Bare knuckle?
Yeah, she did. I totally forgot about that.
Is that just striking, or they do?
It's just striking. Basically, you can hold the guy's head.
You're not wrestling. You do Muay Thai, like Thai clinches and stuff.
You can. All right. So here's the deal. How do I describe it? You can dirty box. I wouldn't. The thing is with the Thai clinch, you can't go anywhere with it. So you can't headbutt.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can control around with it, but there's not much there. And like the promoter is one of those guys that's like, you better fucking fight. You better fight. Dude, like I watch you fight.
I mean, before my first fight, I'd been in some bar fights, and generally those are like somebody just goes out. You know.
Generally.
Okay, every time, but maybe
every time.
Well, sometimes you just blast though and choke them out. But I remember it was my second amateur fight, and I literally pounded on this dude for 10 minutes. Like, we came out and met. My first strike was straight down the pipe, and I just knocked him on his ass. And I remember like thinking in the middle, it's like, this is really violent. Like, you could feel someone's head like crunching, like. And it's an intense feeling, and to do that bare knuckle with somebody, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but
the Carpenter gets it.
Yeah, Guida still got it.
Carpenter gets it. Good for him, man.
Still jumping up and down, got the energy.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Johnson's heartbroken.
And even with
not too bad.
Bare knuckle, I mean, they're only rapping. They rap under the knuckle. So some of them don't even rap.
They're just making sure they don't break their.
They're making sure they don't break the wrist.
The wrist. Well,
yeah. Well, even then, they're not allowed to. They can't go above the knuckle.
But it prevents the movement of the bones.
Yeah.
If
well,
they take
again,
down like
I've
that.
seen people bust their because it's so low.
Yeah.
The only thing they're saying it helps is this, and some of them don't even rap. Some of them don't even do it. Some are just like, nah, we're not gonna do it. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's pretty entertaining. Tony Lopez has got in there. If you know what Tony Lopez is,
I don't think so.
King of the Cage veteran. He's held, I think, the light heavyweight and the heavyweight title in King of the Cage a long time. But like Tony Lopez, he's fought in just about everything but the UFC. Pretty sure he's even has a couple Bellators under his belt. And even watching him fight in that is tough, man. And that guy's got like a leather face. He's almost like, if you remember Cabbage back in the day. You don't remember Cabbage? Ooh, Cabbage was another one that just take fucking shot after shot. His fight with Tank Abbott. I can't believe the shots he was taking from Tank. Like one of those guys was just ridiculous. Like you said, that won't go anywhere.
Look at Guida. He's a gamer. Full of energy.
I love Clay. Oh, yeah, he did beat BJ, didn't he? Man, I'm sorry, we're quiet because we love Clay Guida.
Yeah,
look at him go, man. And I like Dan Cormier, too.
Yeah.
You can tell Dan is now really enjoying his retirement.
His little lavender shirt.
Not in the lavender shirt. He just looks like he's not coming back. Not that ever he was like, Adonis body or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's super impressive, don't get me wrong. But, like, I remember when he did the I'm All About That Cake and Popeye's Chicken video.
I don't think I saw that.
You've never seen it? It's
No.
literally like, I think on the run up to the first Jones fight, it was like he did like a dance along to I'm All About That Cake.
Nice.
Eating cake and Popeye's chicken. Had a bucket of Popeyes and just eating it. It's pretty great. So where are we at? Are we at the main event next? Is this it? Is it Volkov? It can't be. Actually, it could be. It's 9 o'clock Central.
Did
That means 10 o'clock
he just
Eastern.
say he was 39?
Is that what he said?
I think so.
Man, I'm older than Clay Guida. I got a better hairline, Clay. Other than that, well, I'm starting to get gray in my beard. That's tough. Like the salt and pepper shaker and the whatever.
Yeah.
I'll Clooney all day.
Yeah.
But like I've never even been able to get a full man beard.
Well, I can't grow a beard.
That's what I'm saying. I've never had it. Like people are always like, "Why don't you do it, man?" I'm like, "This is it." I'm like, it gets any more like this? It's fucking Patch Adams.
Just a couple hairs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can't get the mustache connector.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna beef up with the curly no. It was disappointing. I had dreamed as a young man that there would be some kind of goatee in my future. Never made it there. Never made it.
Yeah, well,
What do you like? Shave twice a month?
Maybe twice a week.
Twice a
less
week.
than twice a week. Just because I don't I get a little, it
little
looks a little
stubble. Yeah.
ratty. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it. Like I don't know. I'm pretty lazy with it, but like I couldn't get a good one, man. And I'm not Keanu Reeves, so. Like, why do people excuse Keanu Reeves' shitty beard? It's like the shittiest beard ever. I had one buddy though. I'll tell you what. He definitely had a shittier beard than me in the beginning, and he was mid-20s at the time. He did not care. He fucking grew it out and just let it go, and eventually he got full. Eventually, I mean, maybe he did what you said.
Visualized
he
it.
Visualized that he would have a man beard something like 3-4 years later. It was
I think all that shit's possible. Like,
you think so?
It's hormonal signals. Like, I think you can tell your brain. Yeah, I mean,
I've always wanted to dunk a basketball. I've always.
Who knows?
I've had that
maybe.
dream. I visualized it many times. I haven't given up.
Tony Robbins tells a story. He's like, you can achieve anything. It helps to be realistic. Like, if you're 5'8", you're not going to win the slam dunk contest. And the year after he tells that story, Spud Webb, wins the slam dunk contest. And so he's like, after that, I never tell anybody to have any limits. So
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Spud Webb, that was my thing. I'm like, fucking Spud Webb, he's way leveler than me. I got to put it down once.
Yeah,
I'm still there, guys. 41. Imagine that on my 50th birthday. Like I finally do it. Yeah. Oh, we're up to the co-main, Sandhagen versus Frankie Edgar. That means there'll be plenty of hype for the next 10 minutes.
I like Edgar.
I love Edgar. I mean, he's older, but boy, he's still tough as fuck. I'm trying to think what his last fight was.
He's got a good pace.
He's like awesome. Listen, his last 2 fights with Gray Maynard, because the first one
those were epic, yeah.
Those 2 fights are some of the best fights of all time. Poor Gray. He never gets the fucking title because Frankie Edgar is just not human, And the ref in both of those fights very well could have called it. Very well could have called it.
I haven't seen him for a long time, so.
Man, fucking Frankie is on his wheels in both fights in the first round. They're almost identical.
Gray was tough too.
Gray was tough.
Who's Edgar lost to in his career?
You know what? It's getting up there now.
Aldo. Did he lose to Aldo twice?
I think it is Aldo twice. But let's go in there because I think he's coming off. No, he's coming off a win against Munoz. But Chan Sung Jung just beat him with a TKO. Max Holloway in a unanimous decision. Ortega KO'd him. Aldo got a decision twice. And then Ben Henderson got 2 decisions, one of which is split.
What, at 55?
It has to be, right? It has to be at 55.
I think Henderson's too big to go.
Well, and those are back in 2012. So, yes, absolutely. 100%. And then he has that one loss to Gray, the decision loss. Oh, here we go. Frankie Edgar coming in there. Is that just for men in that beard, Frankie?
Said he was aging like fine wine.
Is that what he said? How old is he? See what it says here on the Wikipedia. He is 39, so I am also older than Frankie Edgar.
That's a long time to be fighting.
Yeah, because you'd still be fighting for another 3 years, right? You said you're like 36.
I'm 34.
34, Jesus.
I identify as a 24-year-old.
Is that how you identify?
That's how I identify.
Yeah, that's good. For
people can pick gender. I just pick my age.
Yes, okay.
And
excellent.
my beard shows 24 right here. So.
Oh, man, exactly. So 34. I mean, that's another half a decade.
I get out of bed in the morning and I'm like, and I'm not even training hard, like.
Yeah, and you just, like you said, you work out sometimes 4 times a week, sometimes twice. So how do you stay not breaking that at least? Is it?
I do something every day.
Do you?
I gotta move my body. I'm either doing yoga. Running, lifting. Yeah, I think I realized like I'm going from doing 3 to 4 days of lifting a week to doing once super high intensity. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of Body by Science? And Dorian Yates has a similar philosophy of like you just go so intense for 15 minutes to recruit all the muscle fibers like while you're lifting and go to complete failure in every muscle group. And when you do that, you have like your body goes, oh shit, like we're in fight or flight, and it forces all these adaptions. So you have all these metabolic processes that get upgraded and down regulated and all this stuff, and it takes 7 days to recover from that, like at least. And so
a 15-minute workout where you're blasting takes 7 days of recovery.
Yeah. So this program has you do a bench press, a row, overhead press, a pull up, pull down, and a squat. And so like you do 60 seconds of like 60 to a minute to 2 minutes. So the pull up and then just slow down and until you like, you're just shaking, right?
Okay.
And you're failing in every muscle group. They're recruiting all the different muscle fibers. And then you're done and you're like, you almost want to puke. and that intensity is what forces change, right? Like we all survive through adaptation. Mm-hmm. But if you're not pushing yourself through the comfort zone, you're not adapting to anything. You're not growing.
Gotcha.
And so most people that just go in and they push a few weights around, like they stay the same. They stay the same, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm moving towards, kind of that shorter high intensity and give my body a little bit more of a break.
Interesting. I don't know. I've always found success with like the P90X programs or things like that. But again, you got to push yourself through it.
Yeah.
And you've actually got to do what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're modifying it, and then you stick to it.
Yeah.
And once you do stick to those routines, you can kind of like.
The best workout routine is one you stick to.
There you go.
You know, and if you can find something you enjoy, like, it's just it helps out.
Here we go, Corey Sandhagen.
A little height difference.
Yeah.
Should be interesting striking. And
only a 2-inch reach advantage, though, which is interesting.
Yeah. Sandhagen's got those legs, though.
With 5 inches, though, can't he lean forward like 3 inches and have a 5-inch reach? Right?
It does look just like a long torso, not even necessarily like longer legs.
Yeah. You can kind of see a little gray on the Frankie Edgar ear line.
Still pretty shredded.
And yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is the era of the Juice Fest. I'm telling you, look at these guys. You know, this is it. TRT back in town. Let's go. Sandhagen lost to who last? I forget.
So Edgar just fought at 155 because there were no lower weights back then, right?
Yeah.
He was pretty light 155er, right?
Oh yeah, he was a small one there. You know, he kind of fought even doing the 145, even though like Dana pushed him there after he lost the title. I think the second time. I think it was after the second Aldo fight actually. I mean, he pushed Aldo down to 145 basically too. I mean, Aldo's a huge 145er. Huge.
I don't remember him at anything other than 145.
They got him at 135. Fucking
well,
Aldo.
no, but I mean, in the beginning,
in the beginning,
time? I don't know. He might.
I'm gonna look that up right now because I could have swore. No, it was the featherweight debut for Edgar against Aldo when he lost that first decision. So let me see if Aldo ever
look at Aldo's. Look at Aldo's history.
Yeah, I think you're right because Aldo came out of the WEC.
Yeah, oh yeah, because when they merged, they added the weight classes.
Yes, that was when 145 got merged.
Because WEC had a 155, and so did the UFC, right?
Well, I think that was Pulver the first 155 champ in the UFC. Was that his claim to fame?
I don't know.
I know he was a champ, and I want to say he was the. I'm gonna look up Jen's first before I go to.
But I know, Pettis and Henderson came in from the WEC.
Let's see. So many did. Cowboy. Let's see.
Ooh, he's out. Game over.
I didn't even
just missed it.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God.
Poor Frankie's still down and out.
Oh, my God.
What did he hit him with?
Knee. Flying knee.
Flying kneed him, huh? Well, that was pretty quick.
Holy cow. Wow. Edgar was the aggressive there and walked right into it.
So, let's see. Pulver.
I think he's still asleep.
Yeah, he is. He's still out.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. He fought.
Check this out.
Bantamweight, flyweight, and featherweight. Pulver did. Oh, caught him so hardcore. The first strike. That was the first strike, right? That's a bad knockout.
They had a couple exchanges, but.
Oh my God. So he jumped up and he caught Frankie on the left-hand side of his face, right on the chin, rocked it. Oh, dude.
You just see his head get knocked off.
Dude, his whole body buckled and he froze right, and he stiffened right up. That's a tough one.
Cormier says it's one of the greatest knockouts he's ever seen.
He's not wrong.
Look at the head.
Oh, my God. Oh. His whole body just fell over like a tree, folks. Well, let's see what happens with fucking...
At least he didn't roll over the knee like Crow Cop did when he got knocked out by Gonzalez. It looked like that could have been close.
That was one of the best. That was the first time that Spike TV put on... It was actually a regular UFC, so it was one of the actual numbered ones. So they didn't pay-per-view it. And I remember that one because everybody was so psyched up to see fucking...
Crow Cop just destroy Gonzalez.
Yeah, just destroy Gonzalez.
And it was a head kick the other way.
The other way. And I want to say that was the first time in the UFC that Jardine lost, too. I forget who the Dean Amin fought. But I want to say... Maybe I'm making it up. But let's find out. Keith Jardine.
I'm trying.
Let's see which one it was. So, Jardine lost to... Was it Bonner? No. It was either Bonner or
Liddell?
Alexander. Alexander, he fought. UFC 71.
Okay.
Was that was Liddell versus Jackson? Maybe I'm thinking of a different night. And that was a fight night. Maybe they weren't on the same card. Man, Jardine. I used to love Keith Jardine. He's good stuff. Good stuff. Man, who did he beat? Went through there, beat up Griffin. Houston Alexander. He was a fun one to watch while he lasted. Let's see, Vandalay. Damn. That was nasty. Yes, drunken boxing MMA. Yes, that was nasty.
That was sick.
Who did Bisping win against to get the title? He beat what was it? Luke Rockhold. He shocked the world after Luke had choked him out with one arm, devastatingly.
Luke went on a run to lose a bunch in a row after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He looked great up until he was like too cocky, and Bisping took that from him, and then that was it. And like he kind of fell apart after that. Too much modeling, probably. It sucks. You know, I do a show with John Fitch, and they were training partners forever.
So Fitch went to Purdue.
Yep, yeah.
So he would come around when I was still in college. And,
oh, really? Oh, so you're a Purdue guy as well?
Yeah, so we had a bunch of Fitch came out of there, Jake O'Brien.
I almost tried to get Fitch for this broadcast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Tom Erickson was one of our coaches, the Big Cat. And he was one of the heavyweight Pride fighters back in the day. I'm trying to think who else came out of there.
And Fitch was a walk-on.
Nate Moore was he was our 197. He went to fight in, I think, Strikeforce. So we had just a bunch of.
I mean, obviously a top-level program there in Purdue.
Yeah, I mean it's a good program. It's not like an Iowa but it's Big Ten wrestling. Yeah. So there was a lot of guys that came out. We were always choking each other out in practice and stuff. So that was fun.
So when you are doing that on a daily basis, how often do you actually? I mean, hopefully you never go out Frankie Edgar style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how often is it? Because normally, you tap, it's over, blah blah blah. But I know that emotions can run high, competitiveness can get there, a little shit talk, little blah blah blah.
So how often do you get either knocked out or choked out in a practice room? So that time Pettis got me, but I didn't. Like, I wasn't unconscious. I remember all
just
that.
like boom.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I was ever knocked out cold in practice. And as far as being choked out, honestly, I think the only time I was really choked out was drunk at the bars when like a teammate would jump on my back and like put it on. And
how often does that happen?
In my life, that probably happened 2 or 3 times.
Really?
So now, like, if I see
So you're with, like, the roughest fucking guys at bars. People are getting rowdy.
Yeah, and the thing with wrestlers is, like, they're the shortest guys, and everybody bullies them, and they're, like, also the toughest, and they got something to prove.
So there's a lot of Napoleon complex. Is that what you're telling me?
They're like, fuck you, and the guy would be like, what did you say? All right, we're doing this again, huh? It happens.
Boom. Oh, man, they're going to be playing that one forever. Does Frankie hang it up after that?
I mean, it's a
tough game because some of these guys want to make that money.
It depends. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's hard to hang it up if you can get another check for going out for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, again, so that makes him 4-5 in his last 9 fights. And it's the thing is that
from a former world champion.
Exactly, your legacy, right? Like Fedor Emelianenko, you're never going to take away his legacy. So, all right, you want the circus fight in Bellator once or twice a year. He's going to come in there and fight Rampage that's 100 pounds overweight, who's taking a dive anyway. Like, all right, I get it. I wish that Rampage at least like didn't make it look as terrible as he did.
Yeah.
But like those type of fights, it's awful, man.
Yeah.
Like Rampage almost didn't make 265. Like he literally almost didn't make 265. And then when he came in there, dude, he basically just let Fedor hit him once and just dove in the ground.
So, I often think that a lot of these guys, like Cerrone, for example, and I don't know this, I'm just saying, but like, I think he just stays in shape. I don't think he does training where like he's wearing his body out, and he just goes in and fights. The guy likes to fight. He can stay relaxed in there, and he gets paid well, and it's like, and he likes it. So he's and I've heard him say in interviews like, I'm gonna do it as long as I can.
Yeah.
I think it's when you're running like a really serious camp and you're like, you're training hard and your body hurts every day. I think that's what adds the years of damage. Like Lawler, I'd hit pads with Lawler 3 times a week, but he would never spar. He'd shadow box and he'd work out, and he'd roll, but I think he just had the foundation of the skill that he'd just get in shape for a fight and go fight. Like, I was still trying to add my skill, right? Like, I was striking all the time, I was sparring, and I was limping around, and I think when you're training that hard all the time and you're fighting all the time and you're doing those camps, I think you wear yourself out. So as you get older, it's like, I'm gonna stay in good shape. I'm just gonna fight. I'm gonna go out there. I'm not throwing for the fences. Like, I'm just gonna go out there and have a fight. And
the thing is that Lawler, is one of those guys that if he's super technical. Don't get me wrong, but if you do start blasting with him, I mean that Rory McDonald fight where his lip is hanging off his fucking face. Exactly.
Roaring at that guy.
Listen, man. So that was like one of the most like barbarian fucking dude moments. Not just the fight, but like you said afterwards.
And he was like the nicest guy in the room, like just super chill, quiet. And Pat said this because he was there mostly before I got there, and then he came back for a while, and then he left again as Pat was kind of hanging it up. But where was I going with that? So Pat told me this, that Robbie was like an incredibly technical striker, and Sylvia was giving him shit in the room one day, and he was like, put your hands up, raise your hands, and as he was saying that, Lawler just kept dropping his hands in live sparring, but he wasn't getting hit, like, because he was so good at moving and knowing where people were going and so talented, and he was just striking with his hands down low. And Pat's like, why do you go out and brawl in these fights? And he's like, I just want to get it over as quick as possible. And so he's like, Pat's like, you're so technical, you don't have to go out there and bang. And he's like, screw it.
But the thing is that like some of Robbie's losses, Nick Diaz in particular, it was that pitter-patter striking style where maybe the other guy was a little bit more superior on his feet. Yeah. That eventually, it ends up taking Robbie out. He goes for those. And I'm a huge Robbie Lawler fan. Yeah. Huge Robbie Lawler fan. I'm just saying in those moments where it does seem like he gets the loss, it's the ones where the guy is super technical and pitter-patters and outboxes him. Because, Rory's a great fighter. I think that obviously Robbie's the better boxer. But then again, when they get into that brawl, oh my God.
Well, Robbie took a lot of damage.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my point is, that like Robbie's great at that when he's in there brawling with a guy that maybe isn't as high level a striker as he is. Yeah. But when the guy is that high level, or maybe more, and he can't get in that brawl, and the guy's just piecing him up a little, I think it frustrates Lawler, and then eventually you get caught. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, Robbie, he's another one, man. He's got to be fucking rocking close to 40, right? If he's not 40 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he started so young. Like,
yeah, he did.
He was on UFC cards at like 18 or 19.
Well, he was the big resurrection in the UFC. People pretty much thought he was washed up. They released him. He went into Strikeforce. He did very well there. And he kind of had a renaissance almost during that era. And when he came back in the UFC, he was just a fucking killer again. Yeah. Like, again, the thing is, I think that Robbie had a couple losses that looked devastating when you get knocked out. And with some people, sometimes it's a wrap. Yeah. Look at Chuck Liddell.
For sure.
Once Liddell started getting those lights turned off.
Was it Rashad? Rashad hit him the first time?
Yeah, that Rashad. Well, was that the first one where he got his lights turned off?
I don't know if it's the first one, but it was a pretty bad one.
That was because that's where Rashad won the title.
That was violent.
Yeah.
That was a violent.
It was a very violent one. And, he'd had some losses where he'd been KO'd before that, but not like that and then in succession. Like, Dana White... Come on, Dana. Like, we got to bring Eminem in, really? Like, they got Eminem doing fucking commercials and...
Oh, I didn't even... Looks like a CGI image. Is that really Eminem?
Yeah. So stupid. So yeah, I know they did that.
What was the point of that?
It's a music video. Like they're promoting. I forget what they were promoting, but like it's all fake. And what bothers me about it,
everything in this day and age is fake.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, so now like Eminem, it's not like I haven't listened to Eminem in forever, right? Yeah. Because it sucks. It's not relevant
There's literally
anymore.
there's 3 songs that I still work out to, and that's.
I mean, I used to listen when he was talking about 9/11 when he did Mosh, you know, and that was at the height of his success. I think that was album 3. I'm pretty sure that was what was it? There was the Slim Shady LP, the Eminem show. It might have been on the no, it was the one after the Eminem show. So literally the top of his fame, he was actually doing something that was politically relevant. And now it's like, if you're a Trump fucking supporter, I don't want you to listen to my music. And it's like, dude, you're cutting off that many people. And it's not, again, I'm not a Trump guy.
That's more than half of America.
Like, exactly. Like, this is the guy that brought you white America. And then I'm watching this, like, you know, nonsense here. And, like, Dana White has a fucking mask on in the video. And it's like, it couldn't get. It doesn't even look like it's actually Dana White. It looks like
it's not Dana White.
Yeah, it's like somebody else supposed to look like Dana White. I don't know, man. It's garbage. And like guys like Tom McDonald and R.A. the Rugged Man, and I'm not saying it because they're white. It's just because they're the only people that are relevant to me right now. They get no mainstream play, especially R.A. I mean, Tom just got, you know, #1 song on iTunes and stuff. So, you know, he kind of did blow up a little bit this last couple weeks. But they're talking about way more politically relevant stuff. Their music's better. And like the last fucking Eminem song that I think that was a hit that I knew was the one with Rihanna, right? Where he was like basically placating to fucking I Love the Way You Lie. Like, you know, beat me, whatever. Like playing into like literal shitty like women abuse. And, like, that's what kills me about all this fucking Me Too bullshit. It's like Chris Brown gets to do what he wants, and fucking it's all selective, and everybody's outraged about this or that. Like that Marilyn
They're
Manson
outraged
story.
at what they're told to be outraged about. Like, that's literally the media. So the media just takes our perceptions, focuses it in, tells us what to feel, and then people are like, "Oh, that's what I should be mad about."
Fire Lou Dobbs. Fire him.
Yeah.
Domestic terror. I mean, domestic terror. I mean, did you
We
see?
were literally standing on the lawn. The people with us had wine coolers. The people next to us were singing a song, and I'm like, "What? Like, this is..."
Pat lost a job for taking pictures with people.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I know.
It's totally nuts.
And some guy on the Twitter feed with that picture said, "This guy is a domestic terrorist, and we should send him to the gas chamber." And I'm like, these are your kind-hearted liberals right here. Like, what?
Well, dude, I'm watching MSNBC, and they're talking about drone strikes, which we did during the Obama administration, which were completely illegal, killing Anwar Awlaki and his kid, and they were American citizens and the whole thing, but they did it overseas. And they're talking about, well, why don't we do that to Americans now? Like, what are you fucking talking about?
We'll just send Amazon drones.
Yeah, we should have done it then overseas to somebody, but now you're advocating that domestic terrorists at home should be drone bombed?
Yeah.
I don't even like the comparison. It's like craziness. Let's see. What do we got? Anything? We got a fuck Eminem. Good for you.
How many viewers you get?
Right now, so far, the total amount of playbacks is right around 1,800.
Nice.
But the live right now, again, this is a fight companion, is only like 55 people. So it's between 55 and 100. But usually when I do live streams that are politically more relevant than this, it's anywhere from like, I don't know, 200-300 to we can get up to over $1,000. But it's tough, man. I have like 60,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And it's tough to even bridge that 1,000 mark. Like, depending on if I have someone on that maybe has a bigger social media presence, maybe I'm able to get there.
Yeah.
But I'm just so delisted. It's unfucking believable. I mean, people tell me all the time they get unsubscribed from me. And then sometimes, you know, I do piss people off. Like, I pissed a lot of the QAnon people off.
Yeah, but yeah. Sometimes that brings subscribers in. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know, man. Like, I can be harsh on my audience sometimes. I try not to be. But, like, with the Q stuff, it was just so hard. Like, there's only so many times I could go through my fucking stream and watch Trust the Plan or WWGA
know, right?
or, yeah, like, you know, or that Trump was wearing a superhero or that Guantanamo Bay was fucking...
The lights went out at the Vatican.
Yeah,
just like, did it?
Did it? John McCain. I mean, I know. No. It's like, no. Like, they got the Pope. Fucking, like, Steve Pachenik was just on...
they got the Pope, like, 18 times last year.
And, like, they pushed him as, like, the coolest Pope in the world. Pope Francis was, like, riding fucking motorcycles. Yeah. And they're like, this ain't your daddy's Pope. I don't know, man. You know, the other thing is that the gaslighting by the media is so over the top, and then like something like that Time magazine article, like, is again, we didn't rig it. We fortified. It's like, we didn't burn the house down, okay? We lit a match and watched it burn. Like, oh, wait, so you didn't? No, we lit a match and we watched it burn. We didn't burn the house down.
I'll have to read that.
Oh, dude, it's like, even at, like, the word fortifying, they actually quote one of the people on a Zoom call. When they say documents, apparently they have inside Zoom calls of these people colluding.
I'll have to check it out.
It's unbelievable. It's bad. So Volkov, the closest thing to Ivan Drago and a human being.
He's tall.
Yeah, no, dude, I like him a lot. His wrestling's not great.
Well, I don't think I don't think they're gonna wrestle here.
I think if Overeem was smart, he might want to take him down because I'm pretty sure Volkov has the reach on him. He didn't look great against Greg Hardy. He did beat him. He lost to Derek Lewis with that devastating knockout with like 5 seconds left, but he was winning that fight. And I thought he was on pace to be the dude who was going to be the UFC champion. I'd honestly like to see him fight fucking Ngannou. I think he'd do better against Ngannou than some people think. I mean, he really was beating up Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis just fucking took some shots.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's...
Oh. Get that liver shot. Oh. You ever been hitting the liver?
Listen, I've been hit enough just kidneys. Maybe it got my liver, but the one that like literally makes your whole body shut down.
If you got hit in the liver, you would make this sound. You ever see the lady doing the grapes and she falls off?
The grapes?
Yeah, she's like, it's a news reporter and they're stomping the grapes. She goes to a vineyard and she's like trying to stomp the grapes and be funny, and she goes to step out of the barrel and falls and lands on her rib. You never seen that? And she's rolling on the ground going, oh God, oh God. Like just making this noise for like 2 minutes, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, boy.
We'll have to Google that after.
Oh, are we? Yes.
It's so funny. But that's like one of the worst feelings. It's like, getting hit in that liver. And that's what Overeem did to Lesnar when they fought.
Well, everybody was trying to say it was diverticulitis, and it's not. I don't believe that. I think he just got the liver kick in.
Yeah, well, I don't think Lesnar wanted to be there anyway. It didn't.
You don't think so in that fight? I think that's what.
I haven't watched it for a while, but I remember it. Watching him in the fight didn't look like.
I'm pretty sure that was Overeem's first fight in the UFC.
It might have been.
And it was also, man, it was either the first. I'm pretty sure it was either the first or second one that UFC Fight Pass
allowed. Intense tattoo.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that. He used to just have like a weird like tribal design, which was like almost like a bird on his back.
Yeah.
But like 2 fights ago, he decided to go full Yakuza, and like he's got a crazy back tat. I don't know. I talk about being juicy. Maybe that's not Volkov's thing, but he certainly doesn't look, any juicier than he has in any other fight. In fact, he looks almost like he hasn't been training. Not that he's a jack dude, but still. Oh, Volkov entering the cage, them Vaselining him up. You come from the era of guys that would grease when they fought, right? Did you ever come across that where like a dude would literally like a St. Pierre? Yeah, like St. Pierre would do the oil baths.
Not that
apparently.
I know of.
Yeah.
Well, they used to. I mean, there's footage of his trainers. Like,
yeah, like literally rubbing the Vaseline right into his body. Sure. It's hilarious. Well, it was legal then, right? So like.
No, it still wasn't. But
no, not legal. What do you mean? For people that don't know what we're talking about, one of the ways that a lot of people say that George won his fights, he would not only take the hot oil baths, but then he would also...
and then he would sweat it out?
Well, he'd take the hot oil baths, but he would also, when they were letting him do the the Vaseline, you would watch him rubbing it into his back and shit.
Yeah.
He's training for Khabib right now.
I heard rumors.
Rumors indeed. And here comes Overeem. Man, Overeem might even have 20 fights in the UFC by now. Probably more than that. I mean, that fight with Lesnar is 10 years ago. It's 2011. Like, I want to say it was summertime 2011, but it still is 2011. Damn, it's hard to believe that the Reem has been in the UFC a decade. I remember watching there was a documentary series called The Reem. Like, he was putting out when he was on his almost title run. Yeah, when he was just literally beating the fuck out of everybody in Japan. Like, Todd Duffy looked like a miniature. Like, he didn't even look like in the same weight class when they fought. Have you ever seen that one? The Overeem versus Duffy? Duffy, to his credit, walks in there and really tries to give it his all before Overeem, who's completely massive in that fight, just kills him. Looks like you can see remnants of where his lip was knocked in half. He's really the only other person other than Robbie Lawler that I've ever seen that happen with his lip.
I've seen a few of them.
Really? $40. And I mean, I remember Overeem, like at one point, you know, they had the TRT exemption, so they were letting him do whatever, like in the UFC. And then after that, he didn't look that great. I want to say there was like a fight with Frank Mir. He didn't look that great. But for a 40-year-old man, he's still looking pretty big, pretty beefy. Maybe not the biggest he's always looked. It almost looks like he's going to cry going in there, though. I don't know. Either he is super relaxed, folks, or he is taking a payday. I don't know what to say about this one. I'm hoping it's just super relaxed. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Like, man, he fought Strikeforce, and like I remember Brett Rogers was coming up in Strikeforce, and I was hoping Brett Rogers was going to be able to take out Overeem. No mas. And then Brett Rogers almost did knock out Fedor, but Fedor ended up pulling that one out. Always wonder what happened to Brett. Let's see. What do we got in the comments section? I think the Reem goes to sleep. He looks like a buff Hodge twin, in my opinion. I don't watch a lot of the Hodge twins, but I guess they do kind of have a similar haircut. But the Hodge twins are buff, aren't they? Let's see. UAS, United Allied States. Check them out. I get a really bad vibe from that organization. I don't know about that organization. Guys, can we get 100 thumbs up? I know it's an MMA watch along, but can we get 100 thumbs up? My God, audience. Can we do it? Can we do it?
80-inch reach, both of them.
How much taller? 3 inches, Volkov? All right. Interesting. I'm excited for this one, guys. It's the main event, and then it's Boozy McGee time. Oh, in an Iowa Wonder World where you can live free. It's unbelievable.
And you can live cold,
I mean,
free.
It is free and cold. That's fine. They keep the roads pretty clear here. You know, I don't want to be out in the ice storms.
Yeah, well, it's not our first time.
Yeah, well,
It's not our first rodeo.
My car, there's something banging underneath because it's so low in my fucking driveway. God knows what's underneath now.
And then you get the ruts of ice in the middle of the street.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I'm wondering, should I even take it in? It's running fine. I hear something's hitting. Do I wait till winter's over? Because like I get it fixed now and it's just gonna happen again. It's a little car. I've already gotten fucking almost 20,000 miles out of the thing, so I'll take it. And I've only had it since I've only been driving since June. So 20,000 miles and
it's pretty good. It's a lot of miles.
Yeah, 9 months.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Let's put another 10,000, 20,000 on it, Burma's Brigade. What do you want me to cover next? Let me know. I don't know that there's anything good going on. I can't go to D.C. The entire fucking place is fucking militarized.
Is it still?
Yes. The troops are staying now through March, at least.
I don't understand.
They got at least 5,000 troops staying through March. And they're saying,
for what?
They're saying there's a huge domestic terror threat through April.
Well, we're right here, so it can't be us.
It can't be us. Oh, my goodness.
We're going to go drink wine coolers on the lawn again.
Yeah, wine coolers. I did see some White Claws. What do you think of that phenomenon? You're more from my old school age, but then you also bridge the gap to the younger
I've had
folks.
a few. They're okay. I mean, I don't drink that much anymore. Anyway.
No.
Like alcohol doesn't do that much for me anymore anyway. But might as well just, if I'm gonna drink, give me a Mad Dog. Let's go.
Oh, Mad Dog 2020. Yeah, there you go. Gross. What color? Because I'm not even gonna go with flavor.
The orange one.
The orange one. Exactly.
Great drink.
Great drink. I remember Mad Dog 2020. A lot of people won't. Let's see. Here we go. Man, you can really see that scar under his lip from when it was totally ripped off by Rosenstruck.
He's got a pretty big cheek scar there, huh? On the left side?
Yeah, that one he's had for a while.
Has he?
Yeah, that one's older. I forget when he got that one, but I think that one might not even been pre-UFC run. Man, Volkov is so tall. And here we go, main event of the evening, folks. See, Drunken MMA Boxing knows what's up. He's going after the fights, too.
Volkov's
Beer
the
o'clock.
favorite.
Is he? He should be. Is it 2-1 or no?
I don't know.
What was it?
190?
So almost 2-1.
Yeah. A little overreaction there.
Yep. Okay, Volkov got him up against the cage early. Overeem covering up. Inside leg kick. God, it's really odd to watch Overeem look so small in the cage.
Yeah.
Because he never looks that small.
The cage looks small with these
I know,
two
with
guys
these
in
two.
it.
Well, these are the smaller cages, too. The
Oh.
ones in the UFC, they're the same ones that they use for the Ultimate Fighter. So I think they're like 5 feet in diameter off from the center of the cage.
Gotcha. Overeem's just
Kind of wading back.
backing up. Yeah.
Looks like he's looking for a counter to find his distance. Volkov looks super comfortable in there right now.
Head fake. A little dancing around, not much action yet.
Not a lot. Inside leg kick again from Volkov.
That low leg.
Yeah.
Overeem just kind of backs up. Oh, there's a little overhand left.
Oh!
Oh, that one connected.
Yeah,
same
big
same
left from
overhand left
Overeem.
strike.
Yeah. A little confidence from Overeem. Now Overeem pushing forward.
Yeah, that hit.
That is true, Daniel Cormier. Now Volkov is backing up. Correct.
Overeem looks like he's just trying to anticipate something. Not initiate. Oh,
It's a 5-rounder. Feels like a feel-out round. 2 minutes down. Certainly not fireworks out of the gates. But I'll tell you what, it looks like there's a decent lump
It does.
on the side of
And it looks
Volkov's
like he
head.
hit the same spot
Yeah,
again.
and he
Not
just hit at the same
a little
spot. That's actually a pretty big lump from that straight.
a little glancing blow. It looks
Damn, man.
like a surface bruise.
Yeah.
Just the size of Overeem's fist. Yeah, that is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent for one strike. It looks like it almost
I
looks
think-
like a mini hematoma.
Well, I think he got him right before that. Then got the main one, and then just hit him a little one again. But
That's a big knot. I mean, imagine, just think about how big fucking Volkov's head is. Like, Militich's head's goddamn big when you're in person. I can only imagine what, like, a head like that is. Ooh. Actually, I was next to Sergei Karatanov, like a year and a half or so back. And that dude, he's like a fucking bear.
I think the biggest head I ever saw was Ohio State's old wrestling coach, Russ Hellickson.
Just a big pumpkin head.
Dude, it was like... there was another guy who was a fighter, too, and I can't think of his name. It'll come to me.
Oh!
I looked more like an off balance.
Yes,
than
he
a
was,
shot.
but that big shot right there caught him on the way up.
I think he's all right.
Yep, he is. He's up against the cage, though, and Volkov trying to take advantage.
You got to move. Those gloves are too small to stand there with your hands up.
Volkov looks super comfortable in there.
Yeah, Overeem lost a little bit of steam in that exchange.
Absolutely. Right now, still a close round, but probably going Alexander. I didn't realize that Volkov was actually ranked one below Overeem. Interesting. 5 and 6 in the heavyweights, folks. Oh, Volkov with big right, a knee. Overeem does a good job of covering up through those strikes.
Overeem doesn't look that interested in exchanging.
He's looking for a counter or just something that looks open, and I don't think he's finding that.
I think he's. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's going for combinations. He just lunged in with that left, right? There you got Volkov, another low inside leg kick. He's utilized that several times in the first round.
I think he's looking for a counter when Volkov gets overextended.
Volkov just kind of holding on, being real hesitant.
He's Overeem's fishing for that overhand left again.
Yes, he is. Pitter patter on the inside.
He's gonna get knocked out if he just stands there.
1-2 again. Lots of 1-2s. I mean, now unloading. can't connect with the knee. Kind of
Overeem's
lazy.
gonna get knocked out if he stands there.
6 seconds left
Got
in the first
some
round.
blood coming.
Yep. Overeem with a lackluster body strike up on the chest to end the round, but I think that's a Volkov round. And the Bet MGM Jamie Foxx commercial I've only seen, about
Every 5 minutes.
12 dozen times in the last 2 hours. Because gambling is good for you. Hollywood stars want you to gamble.
Yeah.
Don't you understand?
So
Gamble.
one of the biggest influence hacks there is we're evolved to follow people that we see as having status or authority.
Okay.
Like it bypasses everything else in our system, like all the hypnotic language hacks, rapport, all that stuff is bypassed when we see people with authority, because like that's how we're evolved to follow the orders, right? And so you get people on TV that have doctor in front of their name, and people like literally bypasses their critical faculty straight into their subconscious. It becomes a suggestion. Like if a doctor comes in and says, "Look, man, you're gonna die of cancer," even if you don't have cancer, like people believe him, or they say you have 3 months to live. Right, like they'll die to the day. A lot of times because that doctor has authority in their mind. Now you and I and Pat, we've talked about this. We're like, we see authority and we're like, yeah, fuck you. Like we just, we question authority and, but most people they take it in as it's reality. Ooh, a little head kick by Overeem.
Oh, Volkov catches him with a little left straight.
Yeah, Overeem's got some blood coming down.
Right, left from Volkov. Another left from Volkov.
I think if you're Overeem, you just go for broke. He's going to get pieced apart.
He's getting pieced right now. That was another big one, too. Overeem's coming forward, but a lot of blood in his face right now.
The gloves are too small to be... So Overeem's got his hands up like this. The gloves are going to go through that, under that. You can't just hang out there, and he's not getting any angles either. Ooh,
and he's looking pretty lazy on those takedowns.
He is. I would maybe just clinch him up and go for it, but...
Although Volkov... breathing with his mouth open. It's only the second round, guys.
He's bleeding too, and he's got the left side of his face is pretty bruised up.
Looks like they iced down that knot on his head pretty significantly. You can still see it, but it's not like it was. Overeem actually walking down. Volkov comes in with a big right.
Overhand right.
Man, again, seeing Alistair Overeem look... Ooh, left, right, stung him.
Straight through.
Yeah, stung Overeem. He's backing up.
Yeah,
oh, he's hurt. Overeem's real hurt.
Overeem's got a...
Yes, Volkov might finish it up right here.
You got to go for it.
Uppercut.
Body shot.
Right. Man, Overeem's face is a mess. Alistair Overeem could definitely double his Clay Guida. Way more blood pouring down Overeem's face.
Pretty weak shot there. Got in on the leg, but gave it up.
None of his shots have looked good. In fact,
didn't really
even
want
right there, he looks kind of hurt.
Volkov doesn't even know what to do because Overeem's just standing right in front of him. He's like...
I think Volkov just doesn't want to gas. He's done it before. He doesn't want to sit there and blast off on him for 90 seconds. Oh, that's it. That's the fight. Call the fight.
Yeah.
Left, right, over, Volkov. Well, Nick... We just called a bunch of fights on the UFC. We talked a little bit of shit.
Did.
We need to do just a regular broadcast where we talk about all this subconscious.
Yeah, man, anytime.
And self-improvement stuff. Now that I've actually gotten you to the house, hopefully we'll be able to do it. Once again, tell my audience where they can find everything Nick Spawn at the Spawn Train, where you're going to be at, and what's next.
SpawnTrain.com. Well, right now I'm creating a new program. I have an influence package that teaches people the 3 steps of hypnotic influence. I use this in all interaction sales calls, and then I'm creating a new program how to create your own identity and really step into it. So all change comes from our self-image. So if you're interested in that, go to my website SpawnTrain.com. Leave your info there. If you want to try Black Oxygen, shopblackoxygen.com/SpawnTrain. This stuff's amazing. If you guys have any questions on that, shoot me a message.
Again, I've taken the Black Oxygen, and I'm not saying that it's healed anything or anything, but I just started doing the double, and again, we're talking about half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon twice a day.
Yeah, half a teaspoon twice a day. First week, I just kind of did it on its own. Second week, I started doing it twice a day, and I'm not going to lie, the energy level, what I've noticed is when I'm eating now, like, I get tired, especially if I'm eating carbs, and I hate that feeling, right?
Yeah.
When I'm doing the black oxygen, and I do try to take it with my first meal, just like I try to take the vitamins I take with my first meal, and it's usually in the afternoon or whatever, I don't have that same feeling. It's weird because my body does feel like almost like that numbness of like when you want to go into that food coma.
Yeah.
But then the black oxygen won't let me sleep. Like that's what it feels like, and I'm finding that being a problem. But really, the problem is the discipline and not the focus that this guy's going to teach me right here.
It's such a good anti-inflammatory and chelator. It takes toxins out of your body. It's been great for me. So.
Well, there you have it, guys. There's the fights. I'm glad that you spent. Geez, how long did we go? Had to be over almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Almost 2 full hours. So, guys, once again, I love you. I'll be seeing you tomorrow sometime. I think I'm even going to put up another Rockfin exclusive. And we'll see you on the flip side.